You are months into a high-stakes project. The work is steady, you're hitting your milestones, and then, without warning, you hit a wall. It is a sudden, total physical inability to move forward. This state is often labeled as bed rotting or a vegetable day. The common perception is that being stuck under a blanket at 2 in the afternoon is simply a lack of discipline. Your response is usually to lie there, stare at a smartphone, and quietly punish yourself for every hour of lost productivity. Yet, after an entire weekend spent in this state, you frequently wake up on Monday morning feeling more hollowed out than when you started. This happens because standard bed rotting actually blocks recovery. Lying in bed while ruminating and scrolling actively interrupts the brain's automatic neurobiological maintenance cycle. This sudden inability to work is a physiological state called avolition. Your body has pulled the emergency brake, triggering a biological safe mode to protect your remaining resources. However, the safe mode fails when you feel guilty. Guilt is a highly demanding cognitive process that actively drains energy reserves from the brain's central executive network, the very system that needs to recover. Choosing to accept the pause shuts off sympathetic nerve activation. This mental shift stops the release of cortisol, effectively patching the leak in your energy reserves. Eliminating guilt is the primary requirement for stopping the unnecessary depletion of neurochemical resources. Even without guilt, recovery is often ruined by the second major behavioral error of burnout: smartphone doom scrolling. Digital feeds trigger constant reward prediction errors. Your brain expects a large payoff, but receives an endless loop of tiny, unsatisfying bursts of novelty. Processing this overworks the striatum. These rapid cycles strip away remaining dopamine reserves, leaving the system exhausted. To recover, you need to watch something highly familiar, like a movie you've seen 10 times. Because there is no new information to process, the prefrontal cortex can finally power down. True neurochemical recovery requires a total absence of novelty so that dopamine receptors can recalibrate to normal levels. Minimizing the brain's processing load facilitates the ultimate goal of the burnout response: deep, uninterrupted sleep. During this rest, the glymphatic system activates. This is the brain's internal, biological pressure washing mechanism. This system is physically washing the toxic byproducts of stress and metabolic waste out of your brain tissue. This physical clearing of cellular debris is the only biological mechanism capable of resolving severe brain fog and restoring focus. Once the acute crash subsides, the priority shifts to preventative maintenance to keep the system from hitting the emergency brake again. The brain operates on ultradian rhythms, natural cycles of 90 minutes of deep focus, followed by a mandatory 15-minute rest valley. These valleys must be completely free from digital dopamine traps. True rest means total absence of external input to let the system cool. This perspective transforms our view of the burnout wall. Lying in bed at 3 in the afternoon watching a familiar movie is an act of peak biological efficiency. To allow for a complete glymphatic flush and full dopamine receptor recalibration, the body requires a window of roughly 4 days. Giving yourself this time ensures the maintenance protocols can finish without interruption. Respecting these mechanical limits is the only scientific way to return to work on the 5th day, with the clarity and drive needed to finish the marathon.